Welcome back, everybody. Came kind of in the middle of us doing some work on the bike. Got a hold of my guy Steve over here, who's already couldn't wait to jump in. We're gonna be doing an audio upgrade to the Shroud over here. We're going from a 4-speaker setup to an 8-speaker setup. He's been in contact with the guys over at Davidson Audio, MVS Audio, and so they came out with the best solution and for what I'm hoping, like, sound-wise, to get out of my bike. So follow along as we upgrade the bike, and gonna enjoy the sound. No, we really haven't been showing a whole lot of the install because there's probably like 5 million videos about how to take the fairing off. If you really want to see a video about how to take the fairing off, I got to take it again because I'll take it off again for some other stuff I want to do. So let me know and I'll make a detailed video about it. But this is what it looks like right now before we start putting amps and all this other stuff. It's progress. All right, so this is going to be one of the more tedious parts of this install. We got to remove this tray because Davidson Audio supplies one for all the crossovers and everything else comes with it, and then we got to get to the amps. So in order to do that, we got to remove the windshield motor, and a lot of this stuff, and then we get to put the waterproof shield that comes with the kit on it. So we're gonna start by removing the windshield. First thing you're gonna need to do is raise the windshield all the way. That'll expose all the bolts. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts you need to loosen up. Gotta be careful because you need to. They got these little guys back here, so don't drop those. But that's all it is. Loosen up those 5. Make sure you don't lose those little lock nuts in the back, and change the oil out. So get going. All right, next thing we're gonna have to do is remove this piece. Take note on how tight this bolt is. You can free spin it. This is cast, so you don't want to over tighten it because this could crack this frame. You don't want to be replacing that. So remember, see how tight this is? You're gonna have to remove this bolt. Then you have a bolt right here and another bolt, right there. Those are 5mm and a 10mm nut. All right, now that we got the frame removed, I just put the bolts back in where they are so I don't lose them. We gotta remove this thing. It's pretty simple. This is the bezel for the gauges. The easiest way to take this thing off is just quick bump up like that. It's got some Velcro strips on the bottom and these tabs on either side that hold it in place. And then back here you got these little clips that go in, so you just pull that out, put it off to the side, and then you got this torque bolt, which I believe is a T40, and then you have a few others, like one in here, this one, and this one you need to remove to take this whole tray off, so that way we can get to that motor, so we can pull that out to put the water shield in. All right, once you get all these bolts removed, this one,
This one, that one, and then there's two right there. You have these on either side. Let's see if you can get it. Sorry. These on either side. You basically just got to stick your hand in there and pull up. And then you got another one on this side. Yeet. And then, as you can see, the thing pops off. Hopefully you can hear me. Next thing I gotta do is remove this motor. You got this wiring harness right here that needs to disconnect, and 1, 2, 3 screws. So that way you can remove this thing. So like I said, 3 screws and that, and then you can do with all that. All right, now the next thing we gotta do is remove this tray. Because this new tray comes supplied from Davison Audio, so that way we can put all the stuff for crossovers and stuff like that. So you gotta disconnect all these and remove all of it. Some of the connections are on the bottom. So yeah, this should be fun. Alright, now that we got the tray off, which was a royal pain in the ass, we had to unplug, where was it? Woo. We had to unplug one of the wires that went through here to pull it out all the way through, because there's this wire right here. It went to this connector right here to get it all the way across. So that was a pain. But now that we got everything out of the way, we can start getting ready to install the new tray and the waterproof shroud. Alright, so if you really want detailed instructions on how to do this, Brandon Davison's got a video on how to install this thing. But basically you want to kind of get this under this wiring harness right here, and then the split is where all these will come through. You want to get this kind of spread out so that way all these holes line up. So I just kind of put these in here right now to kind of hold it in place. And it says to start with the motor, the windshield motor first. So that's these 3 holes right here. So I'm going to get those, get this thing in and started to get this thing on. All right, so this is where it gets complicated. You gotta finagle with this thing, make sure all the holes that he has cut out line up. So you gotta take your time. This is a time-consuming part. So I just kind of started on one side. I put this bolt in along with this to get that one in place. Now I'm just going from the brake side over to the clutch side and just kind of moving things around, making sure like all this stuff lines up and I can get it put in all the way around. So that way it'll hold the shroud in place. All right, it's kind of back in. Like I said, I started from here and I went across. So everything's lined up. everything kind of where it needs to be. This, since we're putting the amps in, you need the extra room, so we have to move this wiring harness from this side to over here. Threw a couple of zip ties in just to keep it away from the motor. Hopefully, I might have to run it, make sure it clears, because it's really close, but it looks like it'll be all right. So, yeah. It just clears it, but it should work. All right, now I got these in. This is all tightened up. Time to start putting this part in. And basically reverse, we're gonna have to put this on and then put the windshield on. All right, I apologize for not getting more in detail. We got multiple bikes going on because we are getting ready to go down to Mississippi for an audio competition. That video should already be posted. I'll put the link up above for that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, so we're kind of running around. But this is the tray from Davison Audio installed. We had to make sure that you route everything up on top and where we're supposed to go. The shroud has a hole cut out for that bolt right there. You got to make sure that the tray goes on top of that and you get that bolt through to hold the shroud down. That's what it looks like. Under, we have yet to install the amps, but this is all the stuff, so we got to make sure we put the modules where they need to go. But just before we did all that, I just wanted to show you what this looks like with the tray installed. So I'm trying to go step by step just so you get an idea of what's all involved with installing this. So if you want to do it yourself, you can. And then if you're wondering why the people who do these installs charge what they charge, this is why, because this is a lot of work. Steve has been around the audio game for a while. You know, he's done all these bikes and he's currently working on that one, and it's a lot of work, so I'm helping him with this. And yeah, it's a lot of work. It could be done if you watch a lot of Brandon's install videos, or you know, kind of know what you're doing. But yeah, it's work. No, I haven't really showed any of the wiring. That's because my guy Steve has been doing all that. I've been doing everything else. But this is what the tray from Davison Audio looks like. That's kind of what it looks like down here right now. We still got a lot of cleaning up to do, but right now we're just kind of landing everything, making sure everything works. For those who have the 2 amp, and then you have this is the fog light module, right?
Yeah.
The fog light module.
I believe so.
There's really no place to put it down here. So what you're gonna have to do is unplug that, shove that down here, and then cut this off, and then wiggle that in, all that mess down there once everything's fired up. But we're getting close to firing it up. As you can see, doing all that work under the fairing, it's not the hardest, but it is very tedious, and it's pretty cramped. Now the 2025s are out and they have that extra module in there. I hear Davison Audio has to rework some of that stuff because of some of the new modules in there. He's gonna have to change some stuff around. So this fairing installs for 24 and older pursuits and challengers, because like I said, the 25 and up, theirs is going to be a little different. But it is definitely doable in your garage. Like I said, I watched the Davison videos a couple of times during this install, so I can make sure that I was doing it right, and they helped out a lot. But yeah, it's something that you can do. If you don't feel comfortable doing them, completely understand, because it is a lot. I didn't even do any of the wiring. I left that to Steve, who's been in the audio game for a long time and done quite a bit of installs on this stuff. But I did pretty much everything else. He just did all the wiring. So if there's something that you're interested in doing it yourself, you can do it. Just, you know, I would say if you're not proficient at taking these things apart, I would give yourself maybe like 2.5 days to do it, because it is a lot of work, especially under the fairing, routing all those wires and trying to get the amps hooked up. It was a little bit, but yeah, it's definitely doable. If you're in the Chicagoland area and you would prefer to pay someone to do it, my guy Steve, he's done it, and he knows what he's doing now. He's, like I said, he's played with it, and I think he's supposed to be working on another Indian pretty soon. This one's a chieftain, if I'm mistaken, so I have a little experience with both of them. But he's worked with Brandon, and they've worked, like I said, they work with each other to do my bike. So I think he's got a pretty good reputation and rapport with Brandon now. But yeah, I hope you liked it, and I hope you found it helpful. This is just the beginning of the series. I'm gonna do a couple of other things on the install that I did. I'm gonna do a video on the lowers because I got those on my bike as well. The saddlebag lids, because I'm going from no speakers in the lids to 8-inch, so I'm gonna do a quick video on how to put those lids on and stuff like that. And then I'll do a kind of like a wrap up at the end where, you know, finishing the bike, putting it all together, and doing a little bit of tuning on it, so that way, you know, make it sound the best possible can. And yeah, so there's gonna be 3 or 4 videos about the install coming up in the next couple of months, so be on the lookout for that. If that's something that interests you, please like, share, and subscribe, so that way you'll be one of the first to know when those videos come out. I would really appreciate it, and it helps me out, and it also lets me know if this is stuff that you guys are interested in, so that way I can keep making content on it. Aside from that, it's about gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it, and remember, you only live once. Live life to its fullest. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.